What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Let's dive into our first news. RDR has now responded to the fake X account that was pretending to be him and going after Khamzat online. The account had been making bold trash talk posts, stirring up drama, and acting as if those words were coming directly from RDR. This caused some confusion in the MMA community, especially because the fake account was active for a while and kept trying to fuel rivalry conversations. Recently, that account was suspended, and RDR has finally addressed the situation publicly. In an interview with Home of Fight, he explained that he was aware of the account for some time. He said, "I don't know, there's this Twitter account trying to be me. I think he still thinks that is me. He might be a little confused on that end. It is what it is. We'll see." RDR mentioned that he had reported the account previously, but it continued posting for a period before finally being taken down. He admitted that, despite the impersonation, some of the posts were surprisingly funny. He said that at times the content went pretty dark and crossed lines, even involving comments about Ali Abdelaziz. According to RDR, it was obvious to most people in the community that the account was not actually him. However, he hinted that Khamzat may not have realized that it was fake, which made the situation even more unusual. After clarifying the situation, RDR sent a direct message towards Khamzat. Even though he is coming off a recent loss to Brendan Allen, he stated that his goals have not changed. He is still locked in on returning to the top of the middleweight division. He said, "Be patient, keep that title. I am coming for it soon." RDR made it clear that one loss does not define him, and he still believes he has what it takes to capture gold. He emphasized that he will continue training, improving, and working his way back to the title picture. His mindset remains focused, determined, and confident, and he wants the division to understand that he is not going anywhere. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news, Ante Delija's recent complaint regarding his loss to Waldo Cortez Acosta has officially been dismissed, and the Nevada State Athletic Commission has stated that the fight result will stand as originally recorded. Delija's team filed a formal appeal shortly after the bout, requesting that his defeat be overturned and changed to a no contest. The situation stems from an exchange early in the first round, where Delija landed a heavy barrage of punches and appeared to be in control. In the middle of this flurry, the referee paused the action to review what was believed to be an eye poke. On replay, the officials confirmed that there had been contact to the eye, which led to the referee allowing the fight to resume. However, Delija and his camp argued that several regulations were violated during this pause. According to their 5-point statement, they claimed the referee did not issue a proper timeout call in a clear official manner. They also stated that during that break, members of Cortez Acosta's corner entered the cage and provided him with recovery time, including allowing him to sit on the stool, which they believe is not allowed during a replay review. Additionally, they argued that the replay protocol was used incorrectly, suggesting the pause gave Cortez Acosta an unfair opportunity to regroup. When the fight resumed, Cortez Acosta wasted no time. Seconds later, he stepped in and landed a powerful right hand that knocked Delija out, securing a definitive finish. The Nevada State Athletic Commission reviewed all claims and ultimately dismissed the complaint. Their ruling stated that the referee acted appropriately, the officials followed the correct replay procedure, and the stoppage and result were both handled completely within the rules. With this decision, the knockout win for Cortez Acosta remains official, closing the chapter on Delija's attempt to overturn the outcome. Moving on to another news, Luke Rockhold has openly admitted that he underestimated Alex Pereira and did not fully understand the level of fighter he was dealing with. In the past, Rockhold spoke confidently about how he believed he could dominate Pereira on the ground. He even claimed that if the fight ever went to the mat, he could finish Pereira in 10 seconds. But now Rockhold is taking a step back and acknowledging that he misread the situation completely. He explained that when he was still in the division, he viewed Pereira as someone who was being pushed to the top without having the complete mixed martial arts skill set. He thought Pereira was mainly a striking specialist without real grappling ability. Rockhold said, "I hated on him, I'm not going to lie. I was in the division and I thought he got groomed to the top. I didn't think he had the ground game to really compete." However, he then pointed out that Pereira has proven himself again and again. Each time he steps into the cage, he shows a level of composure, confidence, and awareness that is extremely rare. Rockhold highlighted Pereira's gamesmanship, his ability to remain calm in high-pressure moments, and his unshakable belief in himself. He went on to say that what makes Pereira even more shocking is his ability to move up in weight classes and still look massive and comfortable. Rockhold emphasized the absurd physical transformation Pereira has shown. He explained that Pereira was once making the middleweight limit, and now he is fighting at heavyweight and stepping into the cage looking around 240 pounds. Rockhold said, "He doesn't look small. He looks bigger and bigger. It doesn't make any sense." He also pointed out that Pereira is not just adding size. He is adding skill. His confidence continues to grow, and he is likely still improving his grappling as well. That combination of size, belief, striking power, and evolving technique makes Pereira an incredibly dangerous fighter across multiple weight classes. Rockhold made it clear that his perspective has changed. He respects what Pereira has accomplished. He acknowledged that Pereira's success is not accidental or manufactured. It is the result of discipline, mentality, and a level of self-belief that is nearly unmatched. Moving on to another news, Bisping recently shared his picks for UFC 322, and the way he went through each matchup showed both respect and honesty in his breakdowns. The conversation started casually, with someone asking him about the card while he was trying to relax. He joked about needing peace, but once UFC was mentioned, he immediately locked in. They first brought up the fight between Dariush and Benoit St. Denis. Bisping said this is a great fight to open up the main card, but he is siding with experience. He reminded people that Benil was once on a very strong win streak before facing 2 tough losses, and he believes many fans are now overlooking him. Because of that, Bisping is picking Dariush to win this one by decision, using his veteran composure and well-rounded skill set. Next, they asked him about Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates. Bisping made it clear that he loves Leon, being from the UK himself, but he also has to be honest in his analysis. He said Carlos Prates comes forward with pressure, aggression, and intensity, and he believes that pace could make a difference. So, even though it is a tough call, Bisping is picking Carlos Prates to win by decision. Then the discussion moved to Sean Brady versus Michael Morales. Bisping acknowledged that Michael Morales is an impressive, undefeated fighter, explosive and powerful with great striking. However, he believes Sean Brady's grappling and submission skills will eventually shut that down. He predicted that Sean Brady gets the takedown and submits Michael Morales. They then shifted to Valentina Shevchenko versus Zhang Weili. Bisping spoke highly of both women and praised their skill, experience, and competitive drive. But he highlighted that Valentina Shevchenko has defended her belt multiple times, is the more technical striker, and has added strong wrestling to her game. He even mentioned how she can speak multiple languages and fly an airplane, emphasizing her discipline. He believes Valentina Shevchenko wins by decision and retains the strawweight title. Finally, they reached the main event, JDM versus Islam Makhachev. Bisping said this is going to be a great fight and acknowledged the strengths of both men. Islam is dominant, strategic, and composed, but Bisping is going with the underdog here. He reminded everyone that JDM just defeated Bilal Muhammad by decision and believes he could do the same against Islam Makhachev, so he is picking JDM to win by decision. After giving his picks, Bisping joked again, asking to be left alone because it had already been a very stressful day. Moving on to another news, Dariush has shared his thoughts on the upcoming matchup between Armen and Dan Hooker, a fight scheduled to take place at UFC Qatar on November 22nd. Benil believes that Armen has what it takes to get the victory and that he could potentially do it in dominant fashion. In his view, Armen's wrestling, pace, and overall control inside the cage make him a very tough opponent for anyone in the lightweight division. However, Benil made it clear that he is not counting Dan Hooker out by any means. He explained that a 5-round fight brings a different dynamic. He described Hooker as a dog, someone who refuses to give up and can keep pushing, even when he is down on the scorecards. Benil mentioned that Hooker does not necessarily need to win the early rounds to make the fight interesting. If Hooker can simply keep things close and force Armen to work hard in those opening frames, the momentum of the fight could shift in later rounds. Benil highlighted that what matters is how much energy Armen has to use to control the fight, and whether Hooker can make him uncomfortable by staying active and applying pressure. He said that if Hooker can weather the early moments and make it a gritty fight, the final rounds could become very entertaining and unpredictable. Still, when asked directly who he believes will win, Benil leaned toward Arman. He thinks Arman's skill set gives him the edge and that he is likely to come out on top, but the respect for Hooker was clear. Benil emphasized that this matchup has all the ingredients to be a fun and exciting fight, especially with 5 rounds available for both fighters to make adjustments and push their limits. Moving on to another news, Dana White recently opened up with a rare moment of honesty and self-reflection, acknowledging that in his younger years, he believed he wanted to be a world champion fighter, but eventually had to face the fact that he simply was not built for it. He explained that he had once carried the mindset and the dream, the same ambition that many young fighters have when they first walk into a gym. At that time, he genuinely thought he could make it to the highest level, but as he continued training and pushing himself, he realized something important. He said that there comes a moment when you look in the mirror and understand the truth. Not everyone is cut from the same cloth. Dana expressed deep respect for fighters, emphasizing that the men and women who step into the cage are a different breed entirely. He said, "I respect all you guys. At one point in my life, I believed that I wanted to be a professional fighter and a world champion. You have to wake up and realize and look in the mirror and you're like, yeah, you ain't it." He made it clear that fighters are built differently, mentally and physically. Their heart, toughness, pressure tolerance, and emotional discipline are unmatched. He compared them to athletes in other major sports like football and basketball, but insisted that those sports simply do not demand the same intensity, danger, and raw personal exposure. He pointed out that while many sports attract fans and global attention, the fight game is something else entirely. When a big fight happens on Saturday night, it is not only the typical sports fans tuning in. According to Dana, actors, elite, entertainers, legendary athletes, and even world leaders are all watching. He emphasized that that world leaders are not sitting around watching a random Wednesday night NBA game, but they make time to watch a big fight. He explained that this is because the stakes in fighting are emotional, primal, and universal. In Dana's view, fighting is the ultimate test of who someone is at their core. It is not just athletic competition. It is courage, identity, instinct, and survival happening live in front of the world. And that is why, as Dana admitted, only certain individuals are genuinely built for that life. Moving on to another news, Justin Gaethje recently shared a surprising detail about the early part of his fighting journey. He revealed that he actually competed in 5 amateur fights before ever taking his first striking class. Gaethje explained that at that time, he was relying mostly on toughness, natural aggression, and his wrestling background, not actual refined stand-up skills. Looking back, he admitted that the approach was wild and definitely not something he would recommend to anyone now, but that period shaped who he became as a fighter. In the interview, he was asked if it was true that he has a twin brother, and whether that brother was the better fighter. Gaethje confirmed he does have a twin, but laughed at the idea of his brother being better, shutting that rumor down quickly. He kept the tone light, even saying he thought the day would be easy money with the questions he was answering. Then the interviewer asked about his favorite movie, book, and video game. He said his favorite movie is Fight Club. His favorite book hasn't changed in a while, and for video games, he chooses Call of Duty. When the conversation returned to his early fighting experience, Gaethje admitted that the turning point came during his 5th amateur fight. He nearly got knocked out in that match, and it made him realize he needed real training in striking if he was going to continue. That moment led him to Trevor Whitman, who would go on to become his longtime coach and one of the most respected striking minds in the sport. Gaethje also shared a more personal memory when asked about the coolest gift he ever received for Christmas. He said his first set of golf clubs was his favorite gift. However, he also said those golf clubs were the moment he discovered Santa Claus wasn't real. He remembered lying in bed, half asleep, and hearing the sound of the clubs being brought into the house. By morning, the magic was gone, but the excitement for the gift was still there. This story shows Gaethje's straightforward nature, his honesty about his past, and the rugged mindset that helped build the fighter he is today. Moving on to another news, Ilya recently addressed the situation that has been surrounding his personal life, specifically the news of his divorce. Just weeks after the story broke and circulated widely online, the lightweight champion finally opened up during an interview with Setanta Sports Georgia, which is the UFC's official broadcast partner in his home country. The reaction on social media was immediate and intense, with fans from all over expressing everything from support and sympathy to excitement and even a bit of playful chaos. Many fans joked that whoever ends up fighting Ilya next might need to start praying now, because if there's one thing everyone agrees on, it's that Ilya brings a level of intensity to the octagon that is unlike most fighters in the division. Despite the personal circumstances, Ilya carried himself with calm confidence. He acknowledged the attention but made it clear that his focus remains on his career, on training, and on what happens inside the cage. His personal life may have dominated headlines temporarily, but now the conversation is shifting back to fighting. At the moment, Ilya does not have a confirmed next opponent. However, the rumor mill has been spinning non-stop, and the names being discussed are significant. Justin Gaethje is one of the top candidates that fans believe could be matched with him, a fight that many consider stylistically explosive and practically guaranteed to produce fireworks. Another name being floated is Paddy Pimblett, whose personality and rising popularity could make for a massive promotional showdown, even though many are already questioning whether Paddy is prepared for that level of competition. Ilya's interview did not reveal any definitive opponent, nor did he make any public call-outs. Instead, he spoke about discipline, about staying focused, and about how life situations, both positive and difficult, can shape a fighter's mindset and performance. Fans have been speculating intensely about whether this personal chapter will fuel Ilya even further, giving him a sharper, more dangerous edge when he returns. One thing is certain, whenever Ilya steps back into the octagon, the entire MMA world will be watching closely, ready to see how this next chapter unfolds. Moving on to another news, UFC commentator Jon Anik recently went through a genuinely frightening situation that has the MMA world stunned. A few days ago, while simply driving like any normal day, Jon found himself involved in a road rage incident that quickly escalated into something dangerous and unpredictable. Jon, known for being one of the calmest, most level-headed voices in MMA, explained that he was driving down a hill at around 25 miles per hour and didn't feel like he was close to the car in front of him. But the other driver suddenly slammed on the brakes, forcing Jon to slam his brakes as well, ending up just inches behind the vehicle. The man got out of his car and walked directly toward Jon's window. Jon described how the man told him to roll the window down. Jon rolled it down only slightly, keeping a bit of distance, and the man immediately started confronting him, asking why Jon was so far up behind him. Jon apologized, telling him he didn't feel like he was tailgating at all. But before the situation could calm down, the man suddenly pulled out a switchblade knife. He pointed it directly toward the window and told Jon that if he didn't back up, he would stab him in the neck. The man then walked back to his own car, knife still in hand, before driving off. off. Jon admitted that the whole thing left him shaken. He even joked that he always tells people to wear sneakers instead of flip-flops in case something unexpected happens. And of course, on this particular day, he happened to be wearing flip-flops. He said the moment felt surreal, almost like it wasn't actually happening in real time. Even though Jon is used to being around fighters, intensity and high adrenaline environments, this was different because it was real life with no rules, no referees, and no protection. The MMA community reacted immediately once the story spread online. Fans flooded social media with messages of support, concern, and relief that Jon made it out unharmed. Many pointed out how shocking it is that someone known as calm, respectful, and professional could still find themselves in such a dangerous situation. This also brought attention to how road rage can happen anywhere, to anyone, regardless of status or personality. Jon emphasized that he is grateful nothing worse happened, but the moment definitely reminded him how unpredictable people can be. The incident serves as a reminder that life outside the octagon can be just as intense as anything that happens inside of it, and sometimes even more real. Moving on to another news. Dana White has finally reacted to Jon Anik's terrifying road rage incident, offering fans a reality check while giving a glimpse into the challenges of life as a public figure. Many MMA fans believe Jon's decision to apologize to the aggressive driver might have unintentionally boosted the man's confidence, escalating the situation further. Dana emphasized that being in the public eye, especially in the UFC, means you have to expect unpredictable and sometimes reckless behavior from people you encounter. He pointed out that it's an unfortunate but unavoidable part of fame, where random confrontations can escalate quickly, and handling them requires caution and awareness. Dana stressed that while the incident was serious, it shouldn't overshadow Jon's professionalism or reputation. Instead, it serves as a reminder of the unique challenges athletes and media personalities face outside the octagon. White also reflected on his own experiences, sharing that he's found himself in altercations before, including a notable incident with neighbors. He explained that growing up, the system was different, and people who were nutty were handled in ways that prevented dangerous situations. These days, public figures have to be prepared for unexpected encounters with people who might overreact, he continued, explaining that everyone has good days and bad days, and dealing with difficult situations is part of life. Dana reflected on Jon's position, noting that anyone in a public role must be able to take their lumps on any given day. The incident highlights that being recognized and constantly in the spotlight can lead to moments where people act out irrationally. He reinforced that even someone calm and level-headed like Jon can be caught off guard, but maintaining composure and professionalism is key. Dana's insight shows that fame and visibility come with risks, and even minor incidents can quickly escalate when emotions are high. Jon Anik handled the situation with caution, ultimately escaping unharmed, and the MMA community rallied around him, showing support both in and out of the octagon. Dana's perspective reminds fans that these moments, while intense, are part of the reality of living as a public figure in a world where unpredictable encounters can happen at any time. That's it from MMA Pulse News. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.